What is going on, guys? Welcome to an Indy 500 Starters Guide. I'm going to go through all 34 driver and team combinations who are fighting for the 33 coveted spots in this year's 2025 Indianapolis 500. It is going to be a very exciting month. Who's going to get bumped? I have no idea. Who's going to win? I have no idea. I genuinely just can't wait. So now let's dive straight into the 34 drivers and team combinations. And where better to start than with Team Penske. Team Penske will be fielding 3 entries this year: Joseph Newgarden, Scott McLaughlin, and Will Power. Joseph Newgarden is a back-to-back Indy 500 winner and a 2-time IndyCar Series champion. He is going for an unprecedented three-peat at the Indianapolis 500. Will he do it? Remains to be unknown. Will he qualify? Remains to be unknown. Now we have last year's pole sitter and also setting a new pole record last year in Scott McLaughlin. He's still chasing for his first IndyCar championship and Indy 500 win. Is this year Scott McLaughlin's year? My mom sure thinks so. She's called the last 3 winners, so we'll have to see. And then we have the 2018 Indy 500 winner and then the 2-time IndyCar Series champion, Will Power. We know he doesn't have a contract for next year. He needs to perform. Maybe he's getting a second Indy 500 win. What Power needs to finish out his year at Penske probably is exactly what he needs. So is Will Power a dark horse for the win? Because last year, we all know, Will Power sunk back in the field and had a crash late in the race. Now let's move on to Chip Ganassi Racing, and they are fielding 3 entries with Alex Palou, Scott Dixon, almost said Scott McLaughlin there, and then their third entry is Kyffin Simpson. Alex Palou is a 3-time IndyCar Series champion and has won 4 out of the first 5 races. He's still looking for his first baby board, but many people are picking him this month, including myself as of right now. Scott Dixon is the 2008 Indy 500 champion and also a 6-time IndyCar Series champion. Scott Dixon is hungry for a second Indianapolis 500. Many people think he should have already won it by now. I think he could very easily be a 5 or 6-time Indianapolis 500 winner. He's choked so many times. Maybe the question we should be asking is, how is Scott Dixon going to lose the 2025 Indy 500? And then they have Kyffin Simpson, a driver who has from the Cayman Islands who has improved significantly this year. And that last time a Ganassi car won the Indianapolis 500, it was the number 8 machine with Marcus Ericsson. Is Kyffin Simpson going to bring the number 8 back to victory lane in 2025? It remains to be a mystery. Now let's head on to Andretti Global. They will be expanding for this year's Indy 500. Their entries are Colton Herta, Kyle Kirkwood, Marcus Ericsson, and Marco Andretti. Colton Herta is Andretti's young star driver, multiple-time IndyCar winner. Was looking very good in the race last year until a spin took him out of the race. Kyle Kirkwood, everyone knows him as a fast guy at Indy. He's always super fast, and there at the end, hopefully, a spinning Felix Rosenqvist does not take him out this year as it did in 2023, or a speeding penalty, because if that does not happen, Kyle Kirkwood could be your 2025 Indy 500 winner. And then you have Marcus Ericsson, the 2022 Indy 500 winner, the last guy to win since Joseph Newgarden. Wow, that feels like a long time ago, and kind of crazy saying that out loud, that Marcus Ericsson is the last driver that won the 500 besides Joseph Newgarden. Obviously, we know his month went horrible last year, even crashing in the first lap, and he almost won back-to-back Indy 500s. Is Marcus Ericsson going to redeem himself with a drink of milk this year? We'll see. And what about Marco Andretti, the 2006 Indy 500 winner runner-up? He is a one-off. We know the history with Andretti at the Indianapolis 500. He wants to put his face with his grandfather's on the board winner trophy. Now let's head on to McLaren, and this team will be expanding. You have fan favorite Pato O'Ward, Nolan Siegel, Christian Lundgaard, and also NASCAR star who's joining them for the 500 in a one-off entry, Kyle Larson. Pato O'Ward last year is the runner-up in the 2024 and 2022 Indy 500. Every fan would love to see Pato win. Is this the year Pato finally gets across the yard of bricks? In first. And Nolan Siegel, last year he was with Dale Coyne. In fact, Nolan Siegel was bumped from the race last year. Now he finds himself with one of the best Indy 500 qualifying teams, if not the best in McLaren. We'll have to see if Nolan can not only not get bumped this year, but be fighting for the victory. And how about Christian Lundgaard as he joins them from Team ROL, aka Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing? Can he finally have some good machinery at the Indianapolis 500 and fight for it? And it's last year's Rookie of the Year in 2021 NASCAR champion Kyle Larson, as he tries to complete the double this year, which he was unsuccessful in last year thanks to rain. We know his priority is the Coca-Cola 600 this year, not the Indy 500, so I think he's going to have a tough time winning due to that factor. But is Kyle Larson possibly a dark horse. Now let's move on to Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan, as this team is expanding. You have their full-time entries in Graham Rahal, Devlin DeFrancesco, Louis Foster, and joining them for the one-off is two-time Indy 500 winner in 2017 and 2020, Takuma Sato. We obviously know Graham Rahal was bumped from the race in 2023 and started last year. So is this year the year where Graham Rahal fixes it all in qualifying and can race to the front? We'll see. The Rahal team needs to be better in qualifying this year. Everyone knows that. And Devlin DeFrancesco, he's joining the team this year. Can Devlin have a good Indy 500? We don't know. He took a year off last year. Is this Devlin's year to prove why he got brought back into IndyCar? Or how about not NTT? How about Indy Next champion in 2024, Louis Foster? Can he win the Indianapolis 500 this year or be competitive with Rahal, who's probably been the worst team there the past couple of years? We'll have to see. And then two-time Indy 500 champion Takuma Sato. You know you're going to have at least one good car there because last year Takuma was excellent. So we'll have to see if Takuma can find his third Indy 500 win because he was blistering quick there at the April test, and then he unfortunately had a crash. So hopefully Takuma can find his form again and not crash. Now let's move on to AJ Foyt Racing. In the past couple of years, their entries have been awesome. This is a two-car team with Santino Ferrucci and David Malukas. Santino Ferrucci has never finished outside of the top 10 in the Indianapolis 500, and he's been racing in the Great Race since 2019. Is this Santino's year where he finally can get P1? That remains to be unknown. And about David Malukas, last year he couldn't race in the Indy 500 because he broke his wrist. This year, David Malukas is here, and he is ready to go. Hopefully, David can have a good month of May because I think he deserves it. Meyer Shank Racing will be expanding. They have their full-time entries in Marcus Armstrong and Felix Rosenquist. And then joining them is four-time Indy 500 winner Elio Castroneves, winner of the 2001, 2, 9, and 2021 Indy 500. Elio Castroneves is going for an unprecedented fifth win. No one's ever done it before. We'll have to see if Elio is the guy to break history. And how about good old Felix Rosenquist? Always seems to be a fast guy there. Always seems to lose it some way. Is he the next Scott Dixon? And you can say every year, how will Felix Rosenquist lose the Indy 500? That remains to be unknown. How about Marcus Armstrong, who made his first start for Ganassi last year in the Indianapolis 500, and obviously was doing very well until his engine blew on lap 8. Can Marcus Armstrong run more than one turn this year without going yellow? Because obviously we know all of his laps he completed were under yellow. We'll have to see. And then we have Ed Carpenter Racing, and this team is expanding. You have their full-time guys in Christian Rasmussen and Alexander Rossi, and then team owner joins them for the race and local hero, Ed Carpenter. Can Ed Carpenter finally win for Indiana? Hopefully, because we all know the Indiana crowd would love it. Or how about Indy 500 champion of 2016 and the 100th running, Alexander Rossi? Can Alexander Rossi finally get back into victory lane for a second Indianapolis 500? He's been close, and Ed Carpenter cars are terrific. Is this Alexander Rossi's year to finally get in victory lane again? Or will it be his teammate Christian Rasmussen, who was incredible there last year and showed great speed? Will this be Christian's time to kiss the bricks? And now let's go on to Dale Coyne. Last year, who struggled so much in qualifying. We even watched Nolan Siegel get bumped for there. But this year, their entries consist of maybe the best qualifier in the field, Rinus VeeKay, and rookie Jacob Abel. Obviously, Jacob Abel's car is going to probably be the most highlighted car in the Indianapolis 500 with all the sponsors he's bringing. Hopefully Jacob Abel can get in the race very safe and sound. Or Rinus VeeKay, can he bring the qualifying back to Dale Coyne and put them where I think they belong, right at the front? Hopefully. I'd love to see a Coyne car competitive at Indy. And Humco's Hollinger, they will not be expanding, but they have Indiana hero Connor Daly and Stingray Robb. This team has probably got some of the most fan-favorite drivers, if not the most fan-favorite lineup. Will Stingray Robb be able to do what he did last year as he led the second and Connor Daly led the third most laps? Will they have that speed again? Obviously, we know they were both with different teams last year, but can they bring it to Humco's? It remains to be a mystery. And then Prema, we know they're a brand new team, so they're probably going to struggle. They have rookie Robert Schwartzman and veteran of the sport Kyle Milot. Will those two guys be able to bring it to Prema? We don't know, but I believe Kyle Milot will be competitive. Very interesting what Robert Schwartzman does. And then the only team, the one-off team, Dry Reinbold, as they have Ryan Hunter-Ray and Jack Harvey. Will they be competitive? That remains to be a mystery. Thank you guys for watching. This has been your starter's guide to the 2025 Indianapolis 500. With that being said, see ya.